and broadcast on my platform right after. So, yeah, Roina, thank you for being with us. Let's start from the beginning once again. Uh, so, basically, Roina, where are you from? This is the first question I had for you. Can you tell us a
So,
little bit more about yourself and let's dive into your story?
so I'm Roina. Yeah, thank you for having me today. So I am originally from a place called Cardiff, which is in Wales,
Okay.
in the U. So I want to say it's a tiny country. It's not that small, but I'm originally Welsh, but I have been living in London. Well, I was living in London, I think for like 14 years. I think I moved to London in 2011. So I feel kind of more of a Londoner than I do than a Welsh person, kind of, because I've been in London for quite some time.
What's the difference between both?
Oh, there's a huge, huge difference. So I mean, because London is located in England, Cardiff is located in Wales. So if you call a Welsh person English, they will get pretty offended.
Yeah.
Because,
Okay.
in the UK we've got kind of England, Ireland, Scotland,
Mm-hmm.
and Wales. So there's a huge. So I guess so. Cardiff is a city similar to London. It's just a lot smaller than London. Um, for example, in London we have the tube trains. It's very busy. It's a lot bigger. Um, Cardiff, I'd say, is a lovely city, but the pace is a lot slower.
Okay.
You could argue it's probably the people in Wales are probably friendlier than they are in London, but I guess that's a bit of a stereotype. I guess because London is so big, so it's quite easy to get lost in London.
Okay.
Um, Cardiff it's actually a really, really nice city. It's developed a lot over the years, and obviously I haven't lived there for quite some time, but my family still live there. So I used to go home and visit I'd say maybe three, maximum four times per year.
Oh wow.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
so not a lot.
yeah, not a lot at all. But what were you doing over there in the in Granada? That you were walking there or you were visiting some relatives?
So essentially, I was kind of taking a break from work. So I asked for a bit of almost like a sabbatical or like a career break.
Okay.
From
Interesting.
I was lucky enough that they granted my career breaks. And I decided to take a year out, kind of a year off work, basically. I decided I didn't want to kind of continue working the fast-paced life in London.
Yeah.
I decided I wanted to go and live in the sun because I love the sun, hence why
Oh
I don't
yeah.
want to be. I really love the sun. So I, yeah, decided that I was going to go to Grenada. I'm not Grenadian, so I don't have any kind of family connection. So
Okay.
my grandparents are from St. Kitts and Nevis. So still the West Indies, but kind of a different island.
Yeah,
Um,
very very close. Very close from our island. We are all from the Guadeloupe Island, as I told you. Yeah. Maybe I told you, I'm not sure. Yeah, I did. Okay, so Saint Kitts and Nevis. So how did the idea came like for how did it come to your mind to say, okay, I'm going to Granada?
Yeah, so Grenada. So I've been to Grenada maybe three or four times on holiday previously. So I think I've been in like 2022, maybe 23, I think, and
But
2024.
isn't it too complicated by plane to get there?
So it's quite a long flight. It's like a 10-hour flight from the UK.
Okay, but you got some connections in some other places first, yeah?
So I not really. So like in terms of my kind of connections from kind of St. Kitts and Nevis, like my family, my grandparents passed away a long time ago, so I don't really have any family. So I haven't been there since I was 13. And
Okay.
Grenada, I kind of made some friends. I knew some people from going on holiday. So
Yeah, but
I knew.
I mean flight connections. I was
Oh, so
flight connections.
so essentially, you fly depending on which airline you fly with. It either stops off in Barbados or stops off in Saint Lucia. So I've
Oh,
my flight stopped off. Where did my flight stop off? In Barbados.
but
Um,
yes.
yeah, it stops off in Barbados for like an hour, and then it goes on to Grenada. But yeah, it's a pretty long flight, a really, really long flight.
All right, all right. And yeah, so you were saying that just wanted to take a break from work for a year. Was it a year or?
Yeah, yeah, I was in Grenada, so just under a year. I left just before the end of November. So I left October 2025 and I got there November 2024. So I was just like 1 month shy of the year. And essentially my life was very simple. I kind of went to the beach, made some friends, went to the gym, ate food and socialized. I really took some time out from working and kind of from a fast-paced life. I really wanted kind of slower pace of life. I was very, very lucky that I lived in an apartment which was 10 minutes walk from the main beach in Grenada. So pretty
Mm.
much I spent most of my time on the beach. I would just go to the beach every single day.
Whoa.
Um,
I was
that's kind
left over there. I mean, it's complicated for us to imagine like what how does it look like? What's the I don't know how it's do they have some malls there or I don't know.
So Grenada's pretty small for a Caribbean island. So their population is approximately like 120,000 people.
Okay.
Um, it's pretty tiny, and so in Grenada you have like the main areas, which is Grandans is kind of the main area, which is where the main beach is.
Mhm.
Um, in there you kind of you have a shopping mall, but I mean there's not very many shops. You're not really going to get everything you want, and it's got a big soup. In the area, it's got two big supermarkets, and that's kind of where pretty much everybody goes.
Okay.
Um, and then you've got the town, which has kind of little shops and little stalls, but kind of Grandans is kind of considered like the Grandans and St. George's, which is the town centre. They're classed as kind of the two main areas of Grenada. Kind of anywhere else, kind of outside of that, is kind of like we class it as like country, and there isn't much going on. But everything, all the beach bars, restaurants, they're kind of focused around kind of the Grandans area. But it's pretty small. It's incredibly safe.
Yeah.
You incredibly safe. That was part of my kind of appeal, where I could go and live there by myself, kind of as a woman living in a Caribbean island by myself and not really knowing anybody. You go to the gym and there's kind of a wall and it's got like a plaque thing on the wall with little hooks, and everybody just leaves their car keys on the wall as they're going into the gym. You just leave your bags on a little shelf. Like, people aren't, stealing or taking anything. It's incredibly safe. I mean, there's been plenty of times when I've been on my balcony and I've left my laptop outside by accident and gone off to the shop and completely forgotten it was out there, and come back and my laptop's still there because I know, and I feel perfectly. I mean, I don't do it deliberately, but sometimes I do forget. But yeah, of course, it's an island. There's, there of course there is crime, but generally it's a pretty safe place
Wow.
to live. Great sense of community, and everybody's kind of looking out for one another, and everybody's really friendly and just very helpful. um I was very grateful for that warmth that I experienced when I first went to Grenada, especially because I was kind of there by myself.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. So, like you experienced this life, like the remote life. Like you were not really working that time. I think that you were more on the break, but just
Mm.
right after you decided to get back to work, how was this shift happened? Because you now living in Asia, like trying like starting something new over there in Thailand, but how did the shift happen for you being in Granada first, like living chill, not really working and stuff, and then now you are now you are in Asia trying to make a new life, starting over. What happened? What is this shift that happened in your life?
So, essentially, so before I left for Grenada, whilst I was working in the NHS, I was also doing like private psychotherapy, because I'm a systemic psychotherapist. So I was seeing clients privately. So I built up a bit of a network, a bit of a base, but I was seeing people privately, kind of face to face. Um, and even though I wasn't working in Grenada, I did kind of keep in touch with some of my clients, and I'd see them kind of on an ad hoc basis. So then kind of moving to Thailand, I kind of touched base again with some of the clients I kind of kept in touch with, kind of sporadically. And what I had to do was start putting myself on directories, So, for example, Psychology Today, Counseling Directory, Wellbeing Directory, to kind of almost advertise my services, but online.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the shift. So I kind of had to then treat things as a business. And I guess that's what I'm kind of still doing at the moment, kind of trying to build that up and build up clients.
Mm-hmm.
So my be entirely online.
Okay. Okay. So it's like the first time you're working online, basically, or you did that before?
No, I did it before. So during the pandemic, so when I had my first job as a family therapist and as a systemic psychotherapist. So sorry, I will use family therapist and systemic psychotherapist interchangeably, but it's essentially it's the same thing. We just kind of
Okay.
use different titles.
Okay.
So during the pandemic, I did all my therapy like when I was working for the NHS. Obviously, we all went into lockdown and we were all working from home. So actually, when I was qualified, my first experience of doing psychotherapy was actually mostly online. So my first job I had as a qualified therapist, it was, I think I got the job maybe in the January 2020, and then in March 2020 we all ended up going into lockdown. So actually I was pretty experienced from working online. So I did it pretty much throughout the pandemic. So which actually has proved to be a real gift, because I think I'm not sure I would be in this position I would be in now if I hadn't had that experience of working online, because I don't think I would have known how to have done it without having had that experience.
Yeah, for sure. So you were kind of compelled to do it online, but
Yeah.
finally, weren't you curious to see? I mean, maybe you did it physical as well, right before,
Yes.
just after the pandemic. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. So we went, so yeah, when everything was opened up again, we all, went back to work and went back to working face to face. And then I started doing a bit of private work face to face, which would have been 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I got an experience of kind of both, of doing face to face work and online. And also, once we kind of opened up after the pandemic, some of our clients wanted to stay online. So then I was doing hybrid. So I was doing face to face work and online work then also at the same time in both of my jobs.
Okay, okay, okay. That's interesting. And now, what's your plan? What's your project? So now you are like in this city. I don't remember the name, in Thailand.
Right.
Yeah, and you want to travel all around, but at the same time, you have the DTV over there in Thailand, which is a very nice visa that I need to purchase as well. Um, so what's the next step for you now?
So the next step is I think I'm trying to do a bit, whether this is possible, I'm trying to do a mixture of both kind of working online and being quite nomadic as well. So in an ideal world, I would like to have enough clients and work enough that I can, sustain myself comfortably, but not be working too much that it restricts my freedom, because I still want to travel also. So the ideal is to be kind of doing a bit of both, so working a bit and traveling a bit as well. So I'm not kind of restricted to just one place where I'm having to kind of work constantly. I'd like to be doing a bit of a mixture of both. So it's kind of like see a bit of the world and work at the same time as well. So I guess the structure I'd like is to be kind of a bit loose and a bit flexible, where I can pick and choose a little bit when I'm working. I mean, I'm definitely not there yet, but that's the ideal place to be.
Okay, that's the ideal step.
Yeah, that's what I'm working towards, hopefully. I mean, I've got a long way to go yet, but I mean, I've only been in Thailand for what, 6 weeks, I think.
Mm.
So I've got a long way to go yet.
But you fell in love with Thailand, apparently.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, Thailand's a great place.
What did
The
you find
food.
attractive in Thailand, actually? Why did you choose Thailand instead of any of the places that you could go?
I know there was lots. So the decision was between actually South America and Thailand. I've done quite a bit of South America before. I spent a couple of months traveling
Okay.
around South America. But I'd only been to Thailand on holiday, for a couple of weeks back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially it was about I think I chose Thailand just because I had less experience of it, whereas I had quite a bit of experience of South America. So I thought maybe trying Thailand would make sense just because I get to experience something that I hadn't experienced before.
Okay.
Like for being in Rayong now, I've never been to Rayong before. This is my first time
Yeah.
in this Thailand.
I think most of the people didn't actually. Okay, okay. So you've been traveling a lot in South America. Like you've been traveling in South America as well? Uh, been traveling or living there as well, or
Oh,
just
no traveling. I took some time out from work as well. This was back in
oh, you're taking a
2006.
lot of time off, huh?
I know, I wish. I know it seems like that I never work and I take time off. No, so at the time, so my first profession actually is a social worker. So I was a social worker back in 2016.
Okay.
And I was an agency worker at the time. So essentially, I could choose to just not work for a bit and then come back and then kind of get some more work. So I took about 6 months out from
Okay.
work. And I went, I didn't spend the whole 6 months in South America, but yeah, I took a couple of months and I went to Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Bolivia, and Peru, and kind of just traveled around, kind of almost like backpacking, but for an older adult. So I wasn't staying in hostels, but yeah, I really was kind of just literally traveling around. I did have a backpack, I'd probably say staying in probably slightly nicer accommodation than staying in hostels, even though there are some great hostels, but I kind of desired a more comfortable bed and not sharing a room with lots of other people.
Yeah, and you have to wake up super early in the morning because usually the checkout are around 7, 8, like
Yeah.
maximum. I found a place in Hungary. I remember the checkout was like 6:30 in the morning.
Wow. Yeah,
We
that's
used
I
to
mean
hang out. We used to go to party until 5:30. So it was like, whoa, bruv.
and then you straight away. Yeah, no, I mean in fairness, yeah, I was kind of traveling and kind of with a backpack, but just staying in nicer accommodation. But it really was. I did lots of things that I never would have done. Kind of, I put myself out, out of my comfort zone quite a lot and wanted an experience. I really kind of embraced that, doing things like climbing volcanoes and trekking across a glacier, which is things I wouldn't normally do. And I did do a bit of camping as well, which also is not me, but I kind of really pushed myself and had, it's probably one of the best traveling experiences I've ever had.
Mhm. Ok, ok, Roina, that's interesting. Les amis, j'espère que vous avez compris ce que notre amie Roina nous a dit, parce que ça va être votre tour d'ici 2 minutes de poser 3 questions chaque. Aujourd'hui, on va même faire 4 questions chacun. Voilà, on a l'honneur d'avoir 2 loxés, on va en profiter. Voilà. Donc, alors, Jean-Marie, est-ce que tu comprends tout ou pas? Ça va, tu comprends?
Un petit peu.
Ah ouais, ok, c'est chaud. Tu veux que je lui demande un peu de parler un peu moins rapidement?
Ouais, c'est très rapide, donc
Tu trouves? Ah ouais?
ouais. Enfin, pour moi.
Ok, 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 ok. Non, mais oui, c'est vrai qu'elle parle un peu vite, mais t'inquiète pas, on est là pour progresser, donc c'est
Ok.
ça veut dire qu'on est dans le bon effort. All right?
Mm.
Alexandre, ça va? Toi, tu comprends un peu aussi ou pas?
Yeah, right.
Ok,
All right.
ok, super, super, super. So, Roina, I have a last question for you before the gentlemen ask you their questions.
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
they will ask you 4 questions each of
Okay.
them. So basically, can you tell us a little bit more about your current work?
So I am a systemic and family therapist, systemic and family therapist, which essentially is the systemic bit in my title, basically kind of means systems and relationships. So I work with children, adults, couples, and I work with family. And I essentially meet people online and help them think about any difficulties or issues that might be coming up in their lives my work varies from, for example, working with a couple on any relationship issues, and that might be in relation to communication, or if there's been kind of an affair in a relationship, any infidelity. It really depends on the couple. I work with young people and children. So, for example, there might be a child in the family who's having maybe some behavioral issues. And I would work with the family and the young person on any of those difficulties. I might work with an adult individually because they might be having some mental health worries. That could be kind of low mood or depression or anxiety, for example.
Got you.
So essentially, yeah, it's a mixed bag of kind of, because I guess the way I've been trained is that I'm trained to work with people across the lifespan. So from very young children to older adults, kind of there isn't any kind of age group that I'm not essentially able to work with. So my work, yep. So I see people online. They contact me through various methods, whether that's through the directories they've seen me online. And yeah, I will do therapy with somebody for however long it's necessary. You know, there's no kind of set number. It's kind of whenever the piece of work is finished, or when the client wants to stop the therapy.
Till the end. Okay, got you. Very committed. That's nice. Super, Roina. Thank you for the answer. Jean-Marie, est-ce que tu as compris la question? C'est vrai que cette fois, je n'ai pas coupé pour checker si vous compreniez tout. Je pensais que ça allait. N'hésitez pas, hein, d'ailleurs, quand ça va un peu vite ou quoi, à me faire savoir. Comme ça, je sais qu'il faut que j'entrecoupe en venant chercher à vous traduire les choses. Jean-Marie, est-ce que tu as compris un peu ce qu'elle fait dans la vie ou pas? Ce qu'elle nous a dit sur les dernières minutes, sur les dernières minutes.
Non, j'ai pas compris.
T'as pas trop compris. Ok, super. Tu vas devoir lui poser la question, du coup, Jean-Marie, de qu'est-ce qu'elle fait dans la vie, et elle va répéter pour toi, et tu vas venir me dire un petit peu ce que tu as compris. All right? So, Roina is going to ask you a question and try to speak a little bit slower because, yeah, the British accent is quite complicated for us in the Caribbean to understand. So, allez, Jean-Marie, on t'écoute.
Ok. Daina, c'est ça? C'est son prénom?
Roina.
Waina. At the moment, what is your job?
What is my job? So at the moment, I am a psychotherapist and I see people online only at the moment. So I see people regarding mental health worries or any difficulties they may have completely online. So no face-to-face, just online.
Ok.
Let me check if you understood. Jean-Marie, t'as compris ou pas? T'as compris quoi?
Alors, j'ai compris qu'elle vient en aide aux personnes qui sont en difficulté,
Oui.
mais qu'elle travaille en ligne, mais pas face à face.
Voilà, ok. Mais c'est quoi le titre de son métier, c'est quoi?
Le titre, j'ai pas compris.
Ouais. Est-ce que Xavier, toi, t'as compris?
Comment, moi?
Oui.
Est-ce que j'ai compris? Non, j'ai compris exactement qu'elle venait en aide aux gens en difficulté, mais j'ai pas eu le temps de... Parce que je
Elle a dit le nom de son job.
Oui.
What's your job title, Roina?
My systemic psychotherapist or family therapist. You could also use that as well.
Ouais.
Voilà. Est-ce que vous avez compris du coup, Xavier, Alexandre?
Assistant social, c'est ça?
Psychologue.
Voilà, psychologue. Exactement, Lynn. Psychologue. Therapist, c'est psychologue.
Ah, j'avais pas compris.
Ça se dit comment?
How do you call it again? Can you repeat, Roina, please?
Either systemic psychotherapist or family therapist.
Ok.
Ok. Thank you.
Voilà. Parfait. Super, Lynn. Je ne savais pas que tu pouvais parler. Donc, Jean-Marie, on t'écoute pour ta deuxième question.
Alors, you're working online.
Mhm.
Don't you miss face-to-face interaction?
That's a good question. I actually do miss face-to-face. It is very different working online compared to seeing people face-to-face. If I had it my way, I probably prefer face-to-face over online, but it means I
Okay.
have to be based in the UK if I work face-to-face.
Ok, interesting. Thank you, Roina. Jean-Marie, est-ce que tu as compris? Xavier, est-ce que tu as compris ce qu'elle a dit ou pas?
Oui.
Je- qui parle? Je sais pas qui parle.
Comment ça, tu
Ben,
sais?
c'est toi.
C'est moi? Ok. Donc, moi, j'ai compris que oui, ça lui arrive de faire de temps en temps, peut-être en face à face,
Ouais.
mais qu'elle privilégie peut-être online. Mais j'ai pas tout compris parce que j'étais pas sur le début de la conversation, mais j'ai compris que ça la dérangeait pas d'en faire,
Ok.
mais pour l'instant, bon.
Ok, ok. Lynn, est-ce que tu as compris pourquoi elle préfère online au physique?
Alors, moi, comment dirais-je? Peut-être pour avoir plus de patients à travers le pays, non?
Hum, hum. Hum, hum,
Non? Non, j'ai pas
Alexandre, est-ce que
compris.
toi, tu as compris ou pas pourquoi elle préférait le...
So I think it's for travel. She's traveling a lot.
Mhm. Ok.
It's more easy for
Ouais.
her.
Qu'est-ce que ça impliquerait le fait qu'elle le fasse en physique?
Uh, she must to live in London
Hmm.
in
Ok.
physical, but she loves to travel. Thailand, Colombia, everywhere.
Elle n'a pas parlé de Columbia, mais... Ok. Jean-Marie, tu avais compris ça ou pas?
Oui.
Ok, nickel, super, parfait. On t'écoute pour ta troisième question, Jean-Marie.
J'en ai pas. On peut passer à quelqu'un
On n'a
d'autre.
pas encore. Ok, 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 ok. I'm just getting sure at the same time that they understand everything and Roina, all right?
Yeah, no, got it.
Alexandre, on t'écoute pour ta première question, pour le coup.
Okay, nice to meet you, Roina.
You too.
Yeah, I listen you and you say you like Thailand, Asia. You like? Why do you like Asia and Thailand? Why? For the peoples or the food or the weather? What is it?
Yeah, good question. So, why do I like Thailand? So, I like Thailand. I guess probably essentially the food. So, I'm a foodie. I love great food. I love eating. It's one of my favorite activities. So, I love the food in Asia. It's great food. The people are also incredibly friendly, very warm, very welcoming. Um, and I guess I like Asia because the culture is very different to my own, being Welsh or being from the UK. So I get to experience kind of customs and I guess traditions that are very different to my own and to what I'm kind of used to experiencing back in the UK. So I guess probably the top things would be food, the people, and culture.
Ok,
Okay,
interesting.
nice.
Thank you, Roina. Xavier, pourquoi elle aime du coup la Thaïlande?
Bon, elle a dit qu'elle aimait beaucoup manger. Elle aime la bonne bouffe. La
Ouais,
bonne bouffe, je pense. C'est ce que
ok.
j'ai cru comprendre au départ.
Ouais,
Et après, elle a parlé des gens aussi qui étaient un peu avenants, qui étaient bien.
tout à fait.
Mais je n'ai pas tout compris, mais j'essaye au fur et à mesure de comprendre.
Non, mais c'est très
Mais
bien.
je pense que
Très, très bien. Non, mais c'est très, très bien. Il
euh,
manque juste un petit point il y a autre chose qu'elle a bien aimé, qui la sortait. Est-ce que ça te parle? Pas forcément. Ok, on va demander à Lynn. Lynn, est-ce que ça te parle pour compléter la réponse de Xavier?
Pas du tout. Moi, j'étais
Non.
restée sur la nourriture, mais et
Ok.
puis les reins avenants, mais après le reste, non.
Ok, super. Jean-Marie, toi?
Me too.
Ok. Alexandre?
Ben, elle a dit que les gens étaient très chaleureux
Mhm,
Mhm.
et la culture,
mhm,
l'aspect culinaire et ouais, les gens qui sont très chaleureux et
mhm.
le climat.
Non.
Le climat,
En fait, elle a parlé également, en dernier lieu, des coutumes, de la tradition, en fait,
oui, la culture.
qu'elle
Question.
retrouve. Oui, mais pas la culture culinaire, la culture du
Non,
pays.
la culture en général, ça en dit, hein.
Non, t'as pas dit ça. T'as pas dit ça, mais
Ben, tu vas, ça, on dit la culture. La culture culinaire et la culture en général.
voilà. Donc, elle a parlé de la culture,
Mais j'ai compris
des
ça, moi.
coutumes,
Ben oui, moi aussi.
qui la change un petit
Quand il a dit culture, je pensais vraiment à
Ben
tout
oui,
ce qu'il
mais c'est
pouvait
ça, on
faire
dit.
là-bas.
Ben oui.
C'est ce que
Voilà.
moi j'ai compris.
La religion, la culture, l'ambiance.
Voilà. Donc, elle a parlé de ça et le fait que ça la
Mhm.
change beaucoup de son
De
train-train
Londres.
quotidien qu'elle vit à Londres où c'est
Mhm.
shopping,
Ouais.
hall, enfin voilà, une vie basique.
Et
Alexandre,
là, elle est où, là?
second question.
Yeah, thank you, Roina. Where are you living now?
So where am I living now? I am living in a place called Rayong, which is a city which is 2.5 hours drive from Bangkok. I mean, currently, technically, right now, I'm sat in a hotel room in Rayong, but this is where I'm
Oh.
I'm in a hotel at the moment in I'm in a place called Rayong, which is 2 hours from 2.5 hours from Bangkok.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
Vous avez compris? Xavier, t'as compris où elle était du coup maintenant?
Je pense que j'ai entendu Bangkok, donc, mais peut-être à l'hôtel, ou je n'ai pas trop bien compris, mais
Oui, c'est ça.
j'essaye.
C'est ça.
Mais ça fait pas longtemps ou un truc comme ça.
Hum,
Je sais pas si elle n'a pas encore
Exactement.
trouvé de logement ou un truc comme ça. Mais...
Ouais, il y a de ça, il y a de ça. Lynn, est-ce que tu as compris, toi, ce qu'elle a dit précisément?
Non, là,
Non.
non, je n'ai
Ok,
pas suivi.
ok, super. Jean-Marie, toi?
Qu'elle vivait pas loin de Bangkok, non?
C'est ça. C'est ça.
À 2 heures de je sais pas quoi.
C'est
C'est
ça.
ça. Ouais, c'est un peu ça.
C'est ça. Elle vit effectivement dans une ville à 2 heures et demie de Bangkok et elle est actuellement à l'hôtel. Voilà, tout
C'est
simplement.
ça.
Voilà. Très bien. Super, Alexandre. Alexandre, est-ce que tu as une troisième question, peut-être?
Yeah. What is your favorite hobbies in Thailand?
Mhm.
Oh, good question. I'm hmm, have I been I'm not sure I've been long enough to develop any hobbies, but I guess once I'm settled, I'm hoping going to the beach regularly will become one of my favorite hobbies once I'm here. But I guess what I've been doing at the moment, I've been visiting lots of temples um and seeing lots of sights. So I've visited many, many temples. I've done quite a few boat trips on the canal, on the river, which has been really, really nice while I've been here. I don't know, does eating count as a hobby? I guess that would probably be my biggest hobby whilst I've been in Thailand is eating good food.
Yeah. Okay,
Interesting.
nice.
Interesting,
Very
interesting.
nice.
Xavier, c'est quoi du coup ces hobbies?
Bon, elle a parlé de bouffe parce qu'elle aime trop manger. Ça, c'est
Ouais.
la fin.
Uh-huh.
Et au départ, elle a parlé, il me semble, de la mer, et après de la nature. Mais je ne sais pas si vraiment si j'ai tout compris.
Mhm.
Mais j'ai compris au début un peu qu'elle parlait de la mer, mais c'était pas tout le temps. Et
Ok,
après le reste, je me suis perdu à un moment. Et
ok.
après, quand elle a parlé de bouffe, comme j'aime bien la bouffe aussi, donc je me suis retrouvé
On va
dedans.
parler tout de suite. Ok, génial, génial, génial. Lynn, est-ce que tu peux compléter la réponse de Xavier? Je ne sais pas si Lynn nous entend. Autrement, Jean-Marie?
Non, je ne peux pas compléter.
Ouais. Alexandre, toi?
Ben, elle a dit qu'elle aimait aller à la plage. qu'elle aimait bien manger là-bas,
Mhm.
visiter les temples, les
Mhm.
rivières, et que l'eau est froide dans la rivière, donc
Ouais, c'est une cadeau,
il
ça.
faut faire attention de pas l'hydrocution.
Ok, ok. Donc, effectivement, elle a dit que, bon, pour l'instant, elle n'est pas hyper installée, mais une fois qu'elle sera bien installée, elle aimerait bien développer des hobbies. Et ben, forcément, elle ira beaucoup à la plage. Elle aime beaucoup faire les temples, effectivement. Faire des petites croisières sur le fleuve, la rivière, voilà, qu'il y a là-bas. Et du coup, ben, manger, hein, ça, vous l'avez compris parce qu'elle elle dit, elle
Elle aime
a...
manger, hein?
Ouais, ouais,
You like food. The food is good.
Super. Xavier, on t'écoute pour ta première question pour Roina.
Arrivé en cours de route, mais bon, j'avais essayé. Weina, why did you choose this job?
Oh,
Hmm.
why did I choose this job? Probably I didn't want to be a social worker anymore. So I needed something else to kind of do, and becoming a therapist is quite a natural next step from being after being a social worker. But the other reasons, the positive reasons are because I think I'm naturally quite nosy. So I love hearing about people's lives. I love hearing people's stories. And I like to talk a lot. So the fact that I get paid to talk for a living is a wonderful thing.
Ok, that's interesting. Xavier, qu'est-ce que tu as compris? Qu'est-ce que tu peux nous en dire?
Qu'elle sait pas trop pourquoi elle a choisi ce job, mais sauf qu'elle aime aider les gens, je pense. Elle aime écouter les histoires des gens, peut-être. Et je sais pas si c'est vraiment ça, mais elle aime parler, elle aime discuter, je sais pas.
Ok,
J'ai pas trop compris.
ok, c'est ok. Donc, alors en fait, elle a expliqué que dans un premier temps, elle était travailleuse sociale et que pour elle, c'était la suite logique que de
Ok.
venir faire ça. Deuxièmement, elle a dit qu'elle est bavarde et elle est très empathique. En fait, quand elle écoute les gens, elle aime beaucoup écouter les gens, elle aime beaucoup discuter, elle aime beaucoup parler. Et du coup, le fait de faire ce job, être payée pour faire ce qu'elle aime faire, parler tout le temps, eh
Mhm.
ben, pour elle, c'est le Graal.
Mhm.
Voilà.
Ok.
All right? Très bien.
All right.
Deuxième
Ah, je
question,
sais pas.
Xavier. Je sais qu'elle a un accent qui est pas évident, c'est pour ça que
Ouais.
Mm, mm,
je me permets de vous tester un petit peu. Voilà.
ouais.
En général, je vous teste pas autant, mais là, je me permets de pousser un peu le truc parce que c'est vrai qu'elle a un accent quand même assez poussé. Et une fois que vous comprenez cet accent-là, on est pas mal.
Euh,
Et on t'écoute pour ta deuxième question.
att- Attends, je sais pas. Je sais pas comment la poser en fait quand.
Ok, ben dis-la nous en français. Alexandre va te la traduire.
Ben, est-ce qu'elle pense rester sur Bangkok ou est-ce qu'elle a l'intention de voyager un peu pour développer son activité?
Oh. Mhm.
Okay. Rona, do you prefer to stay in Bangkok or it's better for you to travel for developed your activity,
Mm.
I think.
your business?
Mm. Oh, that's a good question. So Bangkok, because it's a really big city, it has lots of amenities. There are lots of things that are more accessible in Bangkok. I guess it's probably more similar to London, has lots of the things that I would need if I was in London. But my personal preference is I like to travel, but because I'm online, I can kind of get away with not being based in Bangkok. So I don't necessarily need to be in Bangkok for my business. I think maybe it might be slightly easier if I was in Bangkok, but I don't need to be there. If that makes sense. Hope that makes
Thank you.
Oui.
Super. Est-ce que tu as compris un peu, Xavier, ou pas?
J'ai cru comprendre que c'était plus facile pour elle de rester à Bangkok pour son business.
Mhm.
Et même si elle aime voyager et tout, mais pour l'instant, c'était plus facile pour elle. Et il y a peut-être plus d'opportunités du côté de Bangkok ou je sais pas si c'est vraiment ce qu'elle voulait dire.
Ouais, t'as bien compris. Après, pour elle, c'est plus une question d'opportunité personnelle. C'est pas tant pour le travail vu qu'elle travaille en ligne. Euh,
C'est ça.
donc, non, bien, 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 bien. Ok, ok, super, super. Une autre question peut-être, Xavier? Ou pas?
Mhm. Non, il n'y a pas eu le temps de.
Ok, ok, ok. Jean-Marie, une dernière question?
Euh, je voulais savoir est-ce qu'elle était caribéenne, en fait. Oui, c'est ça. Elle est
On,
caribéenne.
on va finir à... on va... Ouais, on va lui demander. On va lui demander, Jean-Marie. C'est vrai que c'est une excellente question. Et tout à l'heure, je j'ai pas osé lui demander, tu vois, donc ça tombe bien que tu le fasses. On t'écoute.
Raina,
Mhm.
you're Caribbean?
Yes, I am. Yeah, my background is Caribbean. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been to Guadeloupe?
No, I haven't. I would love to go, but I've never been. Never.
Okay. Okay.
Ah,
Thanks.
super, magnifique. Jean-Marie, c'est top. Lynn, est-ce que tu nous entends?
Oui, je vous entends.
Magnifique. On va terminer avec deux questions de Lynn pour Roina. Let's go.
Voilà. Euh, Hello, Roina.
Hello.
Will you ride a scooter in Thailand like local?
Sorry, say that again because the line went a bit funny. Will I write?
A scooter?
A scooter.
A
Oh, will
scooter.
will I ride a scooter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, the plan is I will whilst I'm in Thailand. I haven't yet. I haven't been on a scooter for many, many years. So I'm building up the courage to get on a scooter and practice, but I do need to hire a scooter. At the moment, I'm getting taxis everywhere, but they're not taxis. I'm getting on the back of somebody else's bike to drive me everywhere. But but at some point I will get on a scooter. Yeah, I just need to find the courage to practice and get on one. But yes, I will get on one eventually.
Perfect.
Ok.
Lynn, est-ce que tu peux nous traduire un petit peu ce qu'elle nous a dit?
Moi, j'ai compris qu'elle a fait du scooter il y a très longtemps,
Ouais.
mais qu'elle voudrait pratiquer refaire du scooter, mais que pour l'instant, elle prend des taxis.
Ok. Ouais. Exactement. Super. Parfait. Second question, Lynn.
Deuxième question. Alors, rien à voir, je crois.
Ouais.
Non, alors attends. Comment je vais la sortir? Est-ce que tu peux me répéter le nom de son métier en anglais, s'il te plaît?
Therapist.
Ok. Alors celle-là, elle a déjà été posée.
Tu veux
So,
la formuler en français et Jean-Marie t'aidera à la faire en anglais.
ok. Ce que je voulais poser comme question, c'était parce qu'elle a dit qu'elle a travaillé dans le social
Oui.
avant de devenir psychologue. Enfin, c'est psychologue, du coup,
Ouais,
l'équivalent?
c'est ça, c'est ça.
Psychologue. Mais quel diplôme, du coup, elle a fait pour arriver jusqu'à ce métier?
Hmm,
Bonne chance.
intéressant. Jean-Marie.
Euh,
Le sauveur.
Raina, what is your degree level to practice your job?
Très bien.
What is my degree level, did you say, to practice my job?
Yes.
So the degree level I have for my job is a master's in systemic psychotherapy.
Okay.
But you don't have to have do you have to have a master's to do my job? You have to have like a first profession before then you can then train to be a therapist. So my first profession was a social worker. So then I did the masters to become a therapist.
Interesting. Lynn, est-ce que tu as compris?
Qu'elle a eu un master en psychothérapie.
Oui.
J'ai compris que ça.
Et qu'est-ce qu'il fallait justement, qu'est-ce qu'il lui faut, mis à part ce diplôme, qu'est-ce qu'il faut pour accéder à ce job? Est-ce que tu as compris cette partie ou pas?
Un diplôme dans le social, non?
Non.
Non.
Xavier?
Non, j'ai pas compris.
Non plus. Alexandre?
She have to do therapy?
Non. Non. Non, non. En fait, elle a expliqué que effectivement, tu as le diplôme à avoir, mais tu dois avoir une expérience antérieure avant de
Expérience,
pouvoir
je pense.
exercer ce métier. Tu dois avoir une expérience dans un autre job pour prétendre.
Hmm.
Ok.
D'où le fait qu'elle travaille dans le social.
C'est ça.
Ça, c'est qu'elle dit.
C'est ça.
D'accord.
Ça, j'avais compris par contre. Eh ben, j'avais peur de me lancer.
Ah, mais non, tu vois. Comme quoi.
Après, j'ai peur parce que c'est la première fois que j'interviens et même quand je fais les cours particuliers, je dis que un jour j'y vais et finalement, bon, j'essaie aujourd'hui.
Il faut se lancer, tu vois? Il faut se lancer. Est-ce que quelqu'un a encore une question à poser à Roina avant qu'on la laisse aller se reposer ou pas?
Yeah. Do you have, Roina, Instagram?
Yes, I do have Instagram. I don't use it for my business purposes. It's just my personal Instagram, which I'm very rarely on. I know I'm not great at social media. I have a website for my job. I have my own website as a therapist, and I have the directories that I'm on. But yeah, so it's mainly my website. I don't have an Instagram for work. It's just my personal Instagram.
Interesting.
Okay. How do you meet Morgan?
So how do I?
Do you meet Morgan? Morgan.
How do I meet Morgan? So I saw his kind of call on Facebook. I kind of saw his request on Facebook as part of a Facebook group I joined, which was to do with Thailand. So there's a group called Digital Nomads in Thailand, and I joined that group before being here, and I saw Morgan's post on that group.
Okay, good.
Super. Est-ce qu'on a une petite dernière question pour Roina, quelqu'un ou pas du tout? 3, 2, 1. Super. Alors les amis, bravo. Bravo. Je sais que c'est un exercice qui était vraiment pas évident ce soir. C'est bien qu'on ait été un petit comité parce que c'est vrai qu'elle a un accent pas évident, etc. Et ça m'a permis de vous challenger. Vous avez pu constater que vous savez tous poser des questions et que même quelqu'un qui a un accent compliqué et une façon de parler un peu différente, eh ben, vous comprend parfaitement. Donc c'est bien, ça veut dire que vous avez un bon accompagnement. Magnifique. Donc ça, c'est top. Voilà, vous verrez de session en session sur les sessions d'écoute avec les accents différents. Il y en a qui seront plus évidents que d'autres. L'accent de Long, comme elle a, c'est vrai qu'il est vraiment pas évident. Je trouve que celui de Trinidad était quand même plus compliqué, en vrai. Mais Jean-Marie, non? Tu trouves pas?
Non, bizarrement, je comprenais mieux.
Ah ouais? Ok.
Ouais.
Ok. Bon, ben, vous voyez, ça
C'est
diffère.
son petit côté caribéen.
C'est ça.
Donc, mais en tout cas, je tiens vraiment à vous féliciter parce que vous avez tous pris votre courage à deux mains pour intervenir et elle a compris toutes vos questions. Donc, c'est quand même très bien. Quand même très, très bien. Vous n'avez pas compris tout le temps toutes les réponses. Voilà, c'est sur
Ouais.
le travail. Mais c'est bien. On a déjà une bonne avancée, donc c'est magnifique. Thank you very much, Roina, for being with us today, for sharing all about your.
Thank you, Rina.
Thank you
very
everyone.
much.
Thank you for your questions and thank you for having me. Much
You're
appreciated.
welcome.
Thanks.
Super.